In the Hermetic creation myth, this explosive light represents the descent of the Holy Word into the void, a divine mind manifesting its own being. Many modern readers approach the Corpus Hermeticum as a collection of poetic mysticism. They categorize it alongside archaic religious rituals and vague philosophical musings. The text functions as a rigid, mechanical schematic of reality. It presents a Hellenistic theory of everything, built on precise metaphysical engineering. To analyze Hermeticism accurately, we must approach it as a strict systems architecture. The system's primary tension begins with the concept of the unmanifest God. The text defines this supreme God as an infinite, self-contained entity existing entirely outside the physical boundaries of time and space. Biological reality sits in opposition to this perfection. The material world is characterized by strict limits, constant chaotic fluctuation, and inevitable physical decay. This presents an engineering problem. How can a timeless entity interface with a decaying biological universe? The Hermetica resolves this through a precise causal chain, a metaphysical stack, that serves as a step-down transformer between infinite energy and finite matter. At the top of this hierarchy, the singular essence of God is defined simply as pure will. God generates aeon, or eternity. This is a state of perfect sameness and lastingness that provides the first buffer between the divine and the physical. Aeon generates the cosmos. At this stage, order is applied to the universe, establishing the first structural layers of form. The cosmos then generates time. This introduces the concept of sequence, imposing the first hard limitations on the reality below. Finally, time governs genesis, or becoming. This is our biological realm, the domain of birth, mutation, and eventual decay. The Hermetica structures reality as a strict downward degradation of energy, moving from pure eternity to biological decay. Humanity is the only entity engineered to exist at both the absolute top and absolute bottom of this stack simultaneously. Physically, we are trapped in Genesis, governed by the harmony, the physical laws and fate dictated by the 7 planetary spheres. Our cognitive architecture contains an anomaly, the possession of nous, or divine mind. The text defines nous as a direct, uncorrupted fractal of the supreme God's awareness, distinct from standard human logic or intellect. The Poemandries uses a mechanical allegory to explain how an entity with the mind of God became entangled in a biological body. It describes the archetypal man breaking through the boundaries of the 7 spheres of the harmony to look upon the lower physical universe. The man sees his own divine reflection mirrored in the chaotic, moist nature of matter. He falls in love with the image and intertwines with the physical world. This makes humanity a paradoxical hybrid. We possess the architectural authority of the Creator while remaining hopelessly caught in biological machinery. Biological entanglement results in a condition the text calls ignorance. This is an ontological confusion, a total inability to recognize the true nature of reality. Humans mistake the lowest rung of the stack, sensory data and material objects, for the absolute truth. The physical senses generate constant noise that drowns out the pure signal of the nous. The Hermetica identifies the physical body as a literal prison, a web of ignorance designed to blind the occupant with physical desires. Because the trap is cognitive, salvation requires the systematic, ruthless dismantling of the sensory apparatus. The solution to the sensory trap is rebirth, or palingenesis, a mechanical process outlined in Book 13. This is an active, waking cognitive override executed by the practitioner to reclaim their original state. Currently, the human mind is occupied by the 12 torments, specific material limitations like grief, intemperance, and error. These must be displaced by the 10 powers of God, such as gnosis, joy, and truth. To initiate the displacement, the practitioner enforces total sensory deprivation, or holy silence. As the divine powers descend into the silhouette, they systematically eject the material limitations. Gnosis replaces not knowing. Joy displaces sorrow. The 10 fundamental powers of the upper stack possess the structural authority to permanently override the 12 material torments of the lower stack. By silencing physical inputs, the divine operating system overwrites the biological one, fully activating the nous. With the physical senses completely halted, the human mind rapidly expands outward into an absolute, omnipresent, universal awareness. Gnosis functions as an ontological expansion rather than an accumulation of data. The mind must stretch to encompass everything, transcending time, occupying all physical space simultaneously, and holding all opposites at once. A moment of wonder. This leads to the system's final profound realization. The observer and the universe are, in fact, the exact same entity. To comprehend the Hermetic universe is to aggressively expand the mind until it becomes the architecture itself.